Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to connect with you. Sometimes I will receive a note and it's just so irresistible. I have to get a response out as soon as I can. And I received a note from Jeremy, and this is a question. It just resonated with me so deeply. And his question was, Sheila, how do I pull back without feeling like I'm playing games? I've been in a 4-month relationship. I pride myself on being respectful and responsive, and that's just not the energy coming back at me. And Jeremy, I think this kind of pulled on me because I've been there and more than once. So I want to give you some support, and everyone else who's listening. This parlays so well with the video that I made last week. And if you haven't seen that one, that video is about how to just go silent. This one is a little bit different. It's nuanced. And what I'll say to you is pulling back has nothing to do with playing games. I used to get that confused too. It has to do with respecting yourself first and foremost, and acknowledging what is being communicated to you. I do not care and understand where I'm coming from. It matters to me not one bit, the words that come out of someone's mouth. Words are as easy. You can just wave your hand, open your mouth, and say anything. That's why, if you research a little bit, you'll find out that verbal communication is the weakest form of communication. If you want to know and understand intent, if you want to go to the heart and soul of where intent lives in behavior, action. Intent is extremely action oriented. Look at what someone is doing, and that's going to tell you where their head is. Let me share a story with you. Was involved in a relationship and just so excited, full transparency, so excited about the possibilities of this. And I was just so wrapped up with my emotions and being nice and being responsive and, all those things that you want to do when you're showing someone you care and putting your best foot forward. And so in my swirl, I didn't take much time to stop and realize early on that this person was running lukewarm to cold. Maybe they would get a flash of heat every once in a while, but there's certainly the energy that I was putting forth was not in any shape, form, or fashion being returned to me. Now, here's the thing. I like what Oprah has to say: when we know better, we do better. Full transparency for anyone who's, been subscribed to this channel, a member of this channel any period of time. You've probably watched my video called Blindness of Abuse Syndrome, BOA. If not, look it up. And, growing up, being so maltreated for so many years, I had been habituated to, kind of just smile, grin, play along. And I promised myself when I realized, it's not that chip is missing. It's a slow process chip. It's nothing to be ashamed of, guys. When we learn more about ourselves, we can make adjustments to live and work and love successfully. And so the promise I had made to myself many, many years ago, when you catch it, it may be a little slower, when you catch it, then you deal with it and you cut it and you do what you need to do. And happy to share with you all these years. I've kept that promise. I truly have. And this is something that it's a sobering moment. And I did cut myself some slack because, so excited, very best of intentions. But after I made a request, the wise woman in me, I will say, rose up, and I made a request that anyone who had interest and was authentic and sincere and straight up in getting to know someone would have fulfilled. And it wasn't. And there was only one conclusion, that this is completely imbalanced and stop. And I know you think there's more involved in pulling back and stopping. There's not. I just pulled back and stopped. And you know what? I didn't feel better right away, but after a couple days, I got my equilibrium back. It felt good. It felt right. And what's more than that, Jeremy, what I want to express to you very clearly, these people know what they're doing. And I know that, you sound like a very nice person. I understand what you're doing. I want to be kind. I want to be responsive. Then my question for you is, where is that getting you? I just need to be on where is that getting you? Your kindness and your responsiveness, like that's not racking up any bonus points for you. It seems to me to be just quite the opposite. I would guarantee you that this person who's, blowing you off and all this other stuff, I will guarantee you that there are other people in their lives. They reach out, they get a response. They make a request, the request is honored. People, as much as this has pained me, especially when I'm on the receiving end of crap treatment, what I'm going to tell you is true. People make calculations. And I've said this before in my video, The Psychology of How People Treat You. They watch you. They make calculations based on their intentions. And there's a breed of person, I can get away with this. It's not even necessarily a breed of person. All people do it to a certain extent. But there are individuals who will actually use that against you. And so this unspoken rule, yes, you be responsive, you wait for me, and I can do whatever the hell I want. That's how that dynamic gets reinforced. It's the opposite of what we might intuitively think. A rational, reasonable person, okay, the nicer I am, there should be, reciprocal. That's just not how it works when someone's intentions are not aligned with how they're presenting themselves. It's the opposite. So what you have to get into the mindset is, you know what, I'm not going to reinforce this behavior, because every single time you are Johnny on the spot, you're responsive, you're being kind, and they pull this crap. It's literally, just imagine yourself saying, "Sir, may I have another? I want some more of this." Just imagine yourself saying that. And you can't. You'd be like, I would never say that. But your behavior and what you're reinforcing is, Jeremy, the very best thing you can do is just, you know what? Fuck, I'm busy. Whatever. I got a lot of stuff going on. You don't need to get into any elaborate responses. I just have a lot going on my plate. That's honestly how I would handle it. I really feel for you, because and it sounds like you are a person who's just not into playing games. Sadly, there are a lot of people out here who will. One would think, hey, this is not something you're interested in, move along. People, all sorts of motives. Right now, it's just time to protect yourself. It's not about playing a game. It's about really preserving, as I said last week, your mental health. You don't, someone is kind, considerate, being decent. That's one thing. But this is a person who they're jerking your chain, and you don't need it. So I hope my message has been helpful. It's nothing to do with playing a game. Again, I will end the message the way I started it. It's about respecting yourself and acknowledging the energy that is being put forth in front of you. I hope that makes a difference. And you guys just take the information, take it into your heart, take it into your soul, and run with it. People know exactly what they're doing out here.